You know, it's like when men get stuck, we just stay there. Just
Yeah,
statistically, especially for black men, we don't even like to
yeah,
go to the doctor. So dude ain't trying to go to a therapist. He can't even go
right.
to a doctor. To the man got a golf ball size lump in his throat, and he at the crib talking about the cantaloupe just didn't go all the way down. You know what I mean? So come on, y'all. What happens to a man? Why, when we know we get stuck, why aren't we going to get help? It's kind of like the second, why don't we go get help when we know we need it?
I think honestly, the imagery of a man in society is one where you don't need help. You know, you're strong. You're supposed to be strong. You should, like, you know, look, that's like a weakness to be able to emotionally expose yourself in that way, or mentally expose yourself to anybody, you know, let alone a professional that doesn't know you. And so I think a lot of times, you know, we as men struggle with that. It's like, do I trust you? Like, I ain't even told my you know, whoever the closest person is about this particular thing. So how can I say I'm gonna trust somebody that's a stranger, you know, and from that perspective? And so I think, you know, a lot of times men just carry these burdens, and we I think naturally compartmentalize things, and we, you know, say, well, we'll get to it later. It's like that
Yeah.
task on the honey-do list. Like, I get to it later. I gotta go to work, or I gotta run the kids here. I gotta do this for the family, or, you know, putting everything
Right.
else before that. And I
Yeah.
think it just
Feel
keeps
that.
getting buried deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you have to, like, whenever you do decide, okay, I want to try to resolve this, you got to dig so deep because you didn't address it at the time when it was more closer to the surface, so to speak. So I just think men, the ego, the pride, like, and those are human things that we deal with as human beings, but especially with men, I feel like it's like our pride won't let us say I need help. And that's why I commend you too, Mikhail, for what you were just saying, like admitting you're a professional in this area. You said I need help. And that's huge. And that's a great example for us as men to be like, you know, I don't have all the answers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix myself. I need help.
Yes.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yes. And you said something, because I'm not going to be long, because I want Tone to come right in. But you talk, and this was good to me. You said men compartmentalize things, and they kind of
Yes.
store it away, and they pack it away, and they keep doing life. They keep being husband. They keep being daddy. They keep being entrepreneur. They keep being chef. They
Yep.
keep functioning, but they never return back to that thing that they packed in that suitcase. So that suitcase is getting heavier and heavier and
Yes.
heavier, and
Yep.
he just keeps doing and doing and doing until things just fall apart. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Tone, you got something? Because that's good right there. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's it right there. That image of weakness, you know, and the truth is we're not allowed to be weak, you know, or
Yes.
put it this way, vulnerable. And
Yep.
Yeah.
and this is why creating these spaces are important, because the truth is most of us aren't allowed to be vulnerable amongst the guys, you know, let alone the
Yeah.
late our wife. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
remember
real.
one minute he was mentioning, he said, if you ever decide to cry in front of your wife, only one tear. No.
Look, hey, Tonio, and it can't even drop down your face. It's got to stay
Right.
right on the eyelid.
It can't drop too far. It can't
Yeah.
drop too far, you know? So, you know, that's what it is. It's the pressure of presenting this image of strength and that you have it together. And man, that can, and on top of it, somebody like me who grew up in the hood, like you having to be tough is even multiplied. You
Yeah.
know that you not wanting to look small. Like the slightest bit of weakness that you show, they exploit it. You know,
Yeah.
depending on where you're from. You know, the
Yep.
prison system, whatever it is, this is exterior, you know, facade that we have to maintain. Put it that way, maintaining it. That's
Yeah.
the heavy part. You trying to maintain as far false image of toughness and strength, all the while you just like everybody else. You got problems like
Yeah.
everybody else. You cry, you need to cry like everybody else. So that's what it is. It's this, once again, going back to that patriarchy society. Coming up in a patriarch society, men have to, give off this image of, that he fake it till you make it, right?
Right.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Yep.
that's really how men are treated.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ain't got it all together, you better fake it.
That's right. Yep.
You know,
And I think what happens is men are in a precarious predicament, and I'm going to name these stats off to you guys because I think you can appreciate them just where we are, because men, we do have, I like the word facade. So first of all, we compartmentalize things and we act
Yeah.
like they're not there. Like we just won't deal with it. We act like it's not there, and we put it away in that suitcase, like Garrett said, and then we just leave it there. And what happens to that suitcase? It starts getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Then I'm gonna bring in what Tone said. And then since we have this facade of toughness, we had this facade like we got it all together. We gonna act like we can carry that suitcase. Now we got all types of herniated discs. Our shoulders dislocated because it's heavy, and we tired and we sweating and we hurting. Our hearts hurting, our legs, our arms hurting, our brain is frozen like we drinking a big gulp without stopping, and got brain freeze, your life messing up, and you moving on like everything is cool. And you know what? Eventually, watch this. I said this in my little intro. When you look at the green at the bottom of this, that's kryptonite. That's the color of the mental health. That's the color of the mental health ribbon. It's the color of kryptonite. And men have to realize we are men, but we are not supermen. There is some kryptonite out here in life that's going to break you down. And if you don't address it, it's going to take you down. Do you feel me? Like it'll break you down. And if you don't address it, it'll take you down. And yes, we can fake it, but eventually, when Superman stay around kryptonite too long, let me tell you something about Superman. Superman didn't only get weak, he lost all of his powers if he stayed around kryptonite so much. He left all of his powers. He left all of his power, so he could do absolutely nothing because he did not get the help that he need. And that's how we are. We don't get the help we need at times. What you got to say about that, Gary?
You as you were speaking, it made me think about the fact too, like sometimes when we compartmentalize, we store it away, it gets heavier and heavier. When it does come out, because it hasn't been addressed ever, the one thing that stimulates that reaction could be something very like inconsequential. It could be just somebody could cut you off in traffic, and that might be that one thing that's like, you know what, that's it. And you see it all the time on the news. So and I'm not trying to like take the conversation away from what we're talking about. I'm saying, like,
keep it moving.
When you're not dealing with it, like the least little thing can set you off, but it can have the greatest ramifications for your life. And it's because you didn't handle it in the right way, or you didn't have a healthy outlet. And that's another thing. I'm glad that came to me, the healthy outlet. Like a lot of times men don't have a healthy outlet to even blow off some steam, you know what I'm saying? Like a support group or any kind of way to, if you can't get the professional help, just something that can help you kind of get to the next place in this journey. And if you don't have any outlets and you keep burying it deeper and deeper, it's going to be an explosion at some point. And it's probably going to be an explosion on somebody you love, care about, that has absolutely nothing to do with the trauma or the issue that you're the mental health issues. And it's like, dang, I didn't mean to do that, but that's how it came out,
Look,
so
or Gary, or you're gonna mess around and it's gonna be the person who was responsible.
Or it might be the person that's
you just gonna flat out lose it. Yeah,
and you just lose it, right? And then you lack that self-control is not there. And you can't. It's like the Incredible Hulk, basically. If you don't deal with it.